Guess who's back? Me. Your host is Dominique Rivera, the Oracle of Apollo, and you are watching Divine Encounters. So tune in, share this feed. We're going to jump into my supernatural story time. I'm back from Europa and so many countries, and today we're going to go to Greece. Nope, actually, today we're talking about jumping into my feminine energy on this several months trip. So let's jump into the show. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I'm here every Wednesday night and Sunday night, 6 p.m. Wednesday, 7 p.m. Sunday, here on the E360 TV network. Let's jump in.
It's paradise inside of our hearts, and it feels so nice to pray in the dark. Beings of light, see who you are. 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 See who you are.
I am back. I know I've been gone a while. I think I did like 2 episodes while I was gone. And I really can just say that the time difference did not help anything. But I'm back. And sometimes I feel like I need to miss this in order to come back to it because it does take a lot of work, a lot of commitment. We're in season 4.5 now, and a lot of energy. But I'm always grateful to be here. And hello, Mr. Robert Brooker. Thank you so much for being here. Shout out to Robert. And if you want to work with me, the Oracle of Apollo, Reiki Master Teacher, Integrated Energy Therapy Master Instructor, you want me to come to speak to your event, do a community healing, a community psychic or trance mediumship gallery reading, please email me or you can get a hold of me at oracleofapollo.com. We have spooky season coming up, so I'm here and present for all of the spooky events if you so need it. I've also changed my email, so if you need me or you would like to reach out to me to share your supernatural story time, please check me out at e360tvlive.com. All right. So today I have no guests, and I actually may not have a guest the next few weeks because so much has happened. I've been on the road since May, but I've been in Europe since June. So we have so much to share. All right. And I really want to break these down into bite-sized stories because so much happened and I filmed so much. However, I couldn't load everything into my laptop today because TSA has my luggage. My luggage has been missing for 6 days now. I finally got a hold of it today. They text me that my luggage was missing and they did not find it. And I asked the angels, and I don't know why I didn't do this first. I really don't know. I'm like, angels, my divine work is in there. And if you would like for me to continue this, I need to have my tools. So I called even after they've messaged me about not having it. And suddenly my luggage appeared and it will be here in 2 days with all of my tattoo equipment, my integrated energy therapy equipment, like my spiritual tools, my regular tools. So that has been a little bit of a mini heart attack just for today, though, when they text me that. But this whole time I feel like, no, it's going to come. What happened was I was leaving Romania, and as soon as I got to the counter, the woman's like, I don't think you're going to get your luggage. And she had a panicked face on. I was like, this is not a good sign. And she was right. But she didn't charge me for my second bag, I guess because I had the most resting face possible. And I just knew that it would come. And here it is. It's coming. My clothes and everything. So has that ever happened to you? Let me know in the comment section below. And before anyone else tells me this is why I don't XYZ, no one could have guessed this would have happened. I don't need to be shamed that I put my luggage in underneath the plane. And it's a long trip. I normally just take a backpack on these trips. And I go with one backpack. It's the length of my body. I go with that. But because I wanted to do some work, I'm actually looking for home. I wanted to make sure I had everything I needed to make money because I didn't know how long I was going to take to come back. Okay. And Robert is sharing, yes, it has, but it was my fault. I forgot to pack half my clothes. All right. Well, things do happen. So we have an angel number for today. We're going to be jumping into that right now. And man, I haven't even touched a computer in I don't know how long. I can't wait to share everything that I've been working on with you guys because it's been an experience. And I'm glad that I can share it this way. And we're going to be spilling the tea because there was a lot of stuff that happened. That tea kettle was piping hot. That tea kettle was on fire. Like it was on fire, like out of everything. I'm sorry my keyboard is wiggling so much. I'm trying to. Here we go. All right. So let's see what the angel number is for today. And to that, I'll say, what's good? All right. Drinking out of my favorite mug, my Hello Kitty mug. It has a little chip, but it makes it even more special. All right. Angel number 862. All right. 862 is a blend of the vibrations of the number 8, the energies of the number 6, and the influences of the number 2. So, number 8 relates to self-reliance, reality, manifesting wealth, and positive abundance, self-confidence, discernment, and good judgment, always important, achievement, giving and receiving, philanthropy, and serving humanity and karma. The universal spiritual law of cause and effect. Number 6 resonates with home and family domesticity, expressing grace and gratitude, emotional depth, service to others and selflessness, responsibility and reliability, providing for self and others, care and nurturing, and finding solutions. And then finally, we have the number 2, which relates to faith and trust, receptivity and love, service to others, balance and harmony, understanding, adaptability, diplomacy and mediation, flexibility, partnerships and relationships, support and encouragement, and serving your life purpose and soul mission. Number 862 is a sign that your prayers and positive affirmations have been heard and are being answered by the angels. Give any fears or concerns about money to the angels for healing and transmutation, and trust that your increased awareness and heightened intuition, and take heed of the guidance and the messages that you're receiving when you're in this space. Trust your intuition and gut feelings, particularly when it comes to any financial decisions or transactions. Now, be mindful, we're also in Mercury in retrograde till September 14. Mercury is in the microwave. I repeat, Mercury is in the microwave. So step back and reconsider any options. Look over things twice. Recognize your true destiny. And always use your talents and abilities to their fullest potential. This is why they are given to you. Use your mind, your energy, your strength, and courage to step into a new state of perception, understanding, and growth. So, Angel 862 is a message from your angel to have faith and trust that all is being taken care of in your life, that you are encouraged to continue along your spiritual path and live your soul's purpose with confidence and enthusiasm. Feel free to pursue your soul mission with passion, that enthusiasm and determination. Just sprinkle a little Aries in there. Expect miraculous solutions to appear in your life and expect success. Expect success. Keep a positive attitude and outlook and expect timely miracles to occur in your life. Realize your inborn abilities and bring them forth to shine. Bring them forth to shine. All of my abilities. Gracias. Beautiful. All right. So that is what is happening right now with the angel number for the week. And if I'm looking kind of tired, that is because I am still so jet lagged. All right. We are going to be jumping into a mindfulness moment. And if this is your first time visiting Divine Encounters, bienvenue. Our mindfulness moment is a moment in which we take to just breathe together, to recalibrate for our day, to make sure that we're being focused on balance. And then we just give her a moment of reflection. So from 1 to 10, where are you at home right now? 1 being this is the least amount of energy I can possess. And 10 the most, where are you at? Put that in the comment section below. I want to know, can you show me? Okay, so my number right now, I would say I'm at a 7. I did 1 show this morning on Bathrobe Moments with Michael Lawrence Harris this morning, and I have 1 more show right after this, and I've done other things and I worked a little bit. So that's where I'm at. I'm at a 7. Where are you guys at home? And do you have a feeling word? My feeling word is fantasy. I think that's my feeling word right now, because imagination and fantasy is playing a big role in my life in this moment, because I've come back, I'm integrating, and now I get to dream what I want my next steps to look like before I actually take them. So this is where I am at. Robert, you're at a 7.77. Amazing. All right, let's jump into the moment. You're going to hear it bell, and then we're just going to pop 60 seconds on that clock, and we're going to breathe together. Let's do it. All right, eyes are closed. 60 seconds on the clock. Big breath in. Feel the belly expanding fully. Expressing, exhaling, letting go of what no longer serves you. Beautiful. Breathing in again. Full belly breath here. Not having any expectations or worrying about anything other than this moment. Letting go. Another breath in here. Nice, natural, deep breath in, and eyes are still closed. We're just being present with our body and just noticing. Let it go. Wonderful. Breathing in once again. And letting go. Honoring yourself by bringing a moment of gratitude into your heart space. What are you grateful for in this moment? And just feel it in your heart. Let that go. And eyes open, invitation to come back to the self, wiggling the fingers and the toes, and just come right back into you. How are you feeling? Ooh. Yeah. Let me know in that comment section below if your number changed. And if your number did change, what is your new number now? I want to know. For me, I'm at an 8.5. This is, I would say, a healthy 8.5 here. Let me adjust. I'm on that stool that I dislike so much, and I have not changed it. Okay, we're looking down now. 8.5. I would say my word is still dreamy, but also inspired. I feel inspired. This is a good word for this. But I also have to ground it in reality, because I can tell that I'm ungrounded because I'm running on the high of the dream. All right, let me know how you're feeling at home. Did your number change? Did you feel anything in your body? Hot, cold, tingling, pressure? Emotions or memories? Something you can't explain? Robert is up to an 8.8. Nice to have a home again. And there's a bed and breakfast. You're invited. Oh, thank you so much. I'm happy you found a home. Again, I am seeking a home, and we're going to be jumping into that story in just a moment. So thank you everybody for being here. Let's go ahead and we'll be right back in a few seconds. And welcome back. We're going to jump into my story time. Yes. That was horrible. Okay. So today's topic is about stepping into the feminine, and I will tell you, although you guys have been watching me here for 4.5 seasons, in glam, in basic clothes, and sick, and in top of the nines. Either way, I would tell you, I have never really felt feminine. And my energy was that of being a very society now. We all have this 50-50 kind of mentality, and I have been in a space where I have had to live out of a survival space, and I haven't had a partner who was a leader. I haven't had a partner who's been a leader yet. And so that caused me to step out of my feminine energy and lead myself. And if you guys know anything about my backstory, I joined the military when I was 17, and I left to the army when I was 17, and I was in 9 years. So I was already raised with brothers, went straight into the military as a mechanic of all things. And so my masculinity definitely flourished in these environments. And so, yeah, I've always had to be the one to make the plans. I never really felt like I could trust anyone with making plans. I had a sense of hyper independence, and I understand where these places come from. This is not the hyper independence is not a masculine trait per se. This is something that comes from other aspects of life. However, it definitely was a contributor and a factor. So I had a big question before I left. An aspect of this trip was to go and develop, well, the big part of this trip was to go and develop my femininity so that I can be more compassionate and have a higher receptivity within my heart and have more capacity in my heart to love. And I knew going into this trip, this was this situation. And as I discussed this with my friend Igor, actually, you guys have seen him on Divine Encounters a few times. He is the love alchemist. As we sat and we talked about this, I really resisted the idea because I felt like what that meant was to let someone else lead meant I had to just shut up, be passive, receive, and just let someone else do it. And I'm just going to be like, oh, okay, I'm just going to wait to see if you fail. This was my mentality. I'm just going to wait to see if you fail because now I have to be feminine. Like I'm just in wait. This is insanity. Okay. And so being someone who's like, I'll pick up the groceries, I will open my door, I will be, as a matter of fact, do you need help? Let me know. You need your furniture moved? Call me. I will help you with that. is me in a nutshell. And that is basically how I felt was feminine and masculine energy. But I was misguided. Not misguided. I only had a very small percentage of what this meant. Okay. So feminine energy, divine feminine energy, is the ability to create. It is the ability to tap into the feminine wild chaos that is unfocused but is all opportunity, and being able to take that energy and being able to focalize, if that's a word, focus it. I don't know if focalize is a word, if I'm just making words up, but don't kill me. You guys know what I'm saying. Okay. Take the focus of it and bring something into the world, bring something beautiful into the world, bring beauty into the world, bring sentiment into the world, bring creativity into the world, to whatever capacity that looks like, which can be art, it can be singing, it can be dancing, it can be poetry, and just bring. So before I left, I wanted to tap into my emotions. So I started to write poetry. And hold on. I started to write poetry before I left. Maybe I should read you guys something. What do you guys think? Yeah. I'm trying to find a short one because they're all long. Okay, here. I'm going to read you guys a poem because today is about me and I can do what I want. I want to get a bunch of poems and I'm going to put them into an Amazon book. So this will be one of the poems that will be in the book. All right, this is called Beloved, You Are Sacred. That's what we're doing today. We're doing poetry. You are earth, air, water, and sky incarnate, lightning, sun, and stars embodied. Beautiful enmeshment of the elements. You are sacred energy that dance for the humans beneath. You are the fury of the gods and the beauty of creation of divinity, only worshipped by the true believers. I believe in you. I believe in you in all forms, your majestic nature, your textured chaos, your shadow and evolution. You are an unfoldment of the phoenix that anyone can find beautiful in flight, but can easily dismiss her when it turns into ashes. Your ashes are sacred, and I bless myself with them as I wipe my thumb upon my brow. What an honor to be at the side of mastery unfolding. Breathe of my breath, beloved, for it contains all of my truth. And I breathe of your breath as it contains all of your truths. I will embrace you from afar and uplift your spirit. You do not need to carry the burden of existence alone, beloved. Beloved, you have always been beloved, and beloved, you will always remain. Let the storm wash away and cleanse you. I am learning to listen closely to your earth and hear the subtle rumbling beneath its surface. For you are of earth and sky, and you are the cosmos. You are the galaxy. You are eternal. While you uncover your unbecoming, I will walk alongside you and champion your journey. I will stand as time, constant, persistent, enduring, expanding, slow and fast, gentle, intense, the enemy and the hope, appreciated or missed, in a starry expression together, creating a world made from millions of dreams that only we can make. So that is my poem. I hope you guys liked it. I am sharing it because my heart felt like sharing it. So, as I'm going on this trip, I will tell you that works for you. Yay. I will tell you where I visited, and this is going to be a multiple part story time. So, in this trip, the last few months, I have started basically in May, and then I did some states, and then I did Europe. And then I did Europe. So, I went to, I'm not going to include the states, it's too much. But Europe, we did France, Switzerland, Spain, Romania 3 times, and Germany. And we're doing Colombia in December. So this is where it was. Oh, that was beautiful. Thank you, friend. I appreciate you. So, as I went on a journey across the ocean to discover how to become more feminine, I was put in places that forced me to sit with masculine energy that was out of balance. And within that out of balance masculine energy, I sat with spirit and I said, okay, I'm here for 2 weeks. So this is not a comfortable experience for me. I feel like it's a very aggressive environment. And so how do I manage to not just adapt, but to thrive in this energy? And I was shown to step into my feminine, which wasn't about being meek or small or quiet. Nothing like that at all, actually. It was about the expression of love, the expression of nurturing. This was not saying soothe the angry child, but this was don't fall out of alignment because of the perception or the attitude or the mood of other people. If you are going to cook food and you sing and you dance and you cook food, the eyes or witnesses of other people shouldn't stop you from enjoying that, from creating that moment for yourself. And in that movement in and of itself is feminine energy. When we dance, we're not just shaking things off, right? We're building things up. Our spine gets erect. More energy comes into the body. Muscles strengthen. We let loose. So much is happening. And so I oath to myself that I will stay in my joy through this experience regardless. And nothing would waver. This energy would not waver my happiness, which I found interesting because after I made these dinners, these 2 weeks that I was in this location, I won't say where, I found it fascinating that I would get full in like 2 or 3 bites. And it wasn't because I made the food, because when you make food, you're kind of sampling, but it's because the energy filled me up and I was eating and I was like, wow, there was so much energy in the food. I was like, I really energetically hyped this food up with all of that love and all of that movement while I was making the food. It was very special. So now leaving this space, which was good because it was an uncomfortable experience, like I said, I wound up going to my second destination. So now I'm going from Romania to Greece. And we're not going to get into the details of this because there's a lot of supernatural things that happen through this period. But today I just want to focus on the cellular reconstruction of my femininity that occurred during this trip. And maybe the next 2 episodes will talk about like the actual things that I have filmed that were supernatural and insane. Yeah, I normally don't film these things as they're happening. But this time I said, you know what? I think people should see this. So this is where that came from. Anywho, so when I got to Greece, now I'm the one, I don't have a travel agent. I'm the one who is making all of the arrangements for sleeping, for going A to B, for my plane tickets. So I'm thinking I'm leaving to Greece on this particular day. So I'm getting my toes done. And I'm pushing the clock. I'm going to the last minute because I refuse to go to Greece without my toes being done. That was it, okay? So I'm thinking I'm about to check into this flight. So I get my phone I'm going to check into the flight. Oh, it never booked. The flight never booked because my bank thought that it was a fraud thing and they blocked my card from going through. So I actually didn't have a flight in that next hour and a half that I was supposed to go on. And I said, oh no, should I just stay behind these next 2 weeks in Romania and not go at all? And then I said, no, I'm going to go. I'm going to see if there's something else there. If there's something else there, that means it's for me to go. So I go, I check in, I look, and that same flight that I had previously booked had one seat left on it. I booked it in that moment. I flew to the house. I got to the airport and I got there 15 minutes before the flight actually was leaving. So it was divinely timed. Okay, so if you guys know, am the Oracle of Apollo. I have my past lives. I'm reincarnated. I recognize this. I was one of the oracles of Apollo. And just so we have a clarity, we're going to get into this in another episode. Pythias, which is the type of high priestess that would have been the the caretaker of the Temple of Apollo, aka Oracle, aka Delphic B, aka the Delphic Sibyl is kind of like mixed in there too. Pythoness is another word, but they're all the same thing. There was 1,000 years worth of Pythias. 1,000 years. That was how long the reign was, where Pythias, these types of Delphic Sibyls, were needed in Greece. 1,000 years. So I'm just one of many. Okay. So recognizing I have to go back to Greece now. Oh my goodness. So much energy coming in. I'm going back to Greece and I'm basically confronting a past life. Oh my God, this is insane. I can't even get into this story because there needs to be footage of my mental breakdown because that's what happened. I was broken the second I got to Greece. I broke a lot of times on this trip. I unbecame a lot of times in this trip. So it was dual consciousness, sitting in a singular body, not fighting for control, but both having two separate experiences simultaneously in one. That's the best way I could describe that trip. I know that sounds like a complicated explanation, but that is what happened. So when I got to Greece, the energy was so different. There were so many people from so many countries that it was just like a melting pot of Middle East and Greek and Turkish. And there were just people from everywhere here. And so the men were all very hyper masculine men. They were not afraid to approach you. I even had someone come up and pinch me in my face. Like actually like pinch my face. It's a random stranger. Just like what is happening right now? Okay. And this kind of looked like just having a more confident energy, people not worrying about if they were going to be getting rejected. And so I'm here. I'm going out on the town. This is the first time I'm in Greece, and people were happy to direct me. There were people who were happy to sit with me and speak with me. But really, what came down to it is if there was a need that I had, this is crazy, but if there was a need that I had, there was actually manifested a human, mostly men, to fulfill a need that I may have, no matter what it was. If I was lost, if I needed to get somewhere, if I needed an item, it just appeared. It just appeared. And so instead of my typical, I'll figure it out, I'll do it myself, I don't ask anyone. I know I needed to step into my feminine energy. And so there was plenty of opportunities, like my phone not having internet, to have to speak to people and speak to them. So I put myself in places on purpose. And by that is wherever I'm drawn to, I allow my energy to be open. This is what I mean on purpose. Not like I Googled ahead, this is where I should be. No, like I'm allowing something. So it's purposeful. So I was like walking to the hostel one night And I saw this water fountain and it drew my attention. I spent a lot of time near water fountains on this trip. I noticed there were gathering spots. And this is beautiful because it's like a daytime gathering spot or a gathering spot outside of like a bar or some kind of event. It's a very natural gathering spot. And so I sat here. And as I sat here, I just kind of sat there open. And in my mind, I invited someone to have a seat with me and we can just talk. Right. So this man from Pakistan came over and he was walking by me. He asked a woman in Greek that if he had any chance to speak with me, and she told him in Greek in return. I don't speak Greek. This is, he told me after. Well, all you can do is try. The worst thing she could do is say no. So he offered me a cigarette. I do not smoke, but on this trip, I definitely took cigarettes and I took them as a ritual way of connecting. But I don't, and I'm not planning on it. So we sat down, and this night we talked about the Quran, hijabs, the Western influence on all of religions, and this went on and on and on until sunrise. And it was so beautiful. But in that evening, this man got me water. This man got me a snack. Eventually, we went to a rooftop deck that they had drinks at. And we sat and we talked and we met a friend for him. But I let them lead. And you might think, well, Oracle, that's crazy. You don't know these people, blah, blah, blah. Okay. And I get this statement a lot to me. And it's not that I'm naive. I'm from the streets. Trust me. I know a player when I see one. Okay. Like I know. I'm not just this spiritual naive person. I know. So there was a level of comfort there. We went and we had a beautiful discussion, which allowed me to receive. It allowed me to receive. This was the most important thing, which was, even though I don't normally do these things, I opened myself to an experience because I am writing a book called Spiritually Sober, Coming Clean with the Self. And I wanted to have extreme contrast on this trip. I wanted, like, if you guys watch that one guy who makes a documentary about McDonald's, he eats McDonald's for 30 days every day, Super Size Me, I believe it was, to see what the results of that were. So this excess had to be had in order for me to understand where have I limited myself to a degree that was actually hindering me and not allowing me freedom in other aspects of my life. So this is why this contrast was there. So in this experience, I went to the temple of Hephaestus, which is the iron smithing god of the Greek time. And I went to the temple of Athena. The temple of Athena is actually knocked down and no longer exists physically in Greece. However, if you put it in the map, you can actually find where it used to stand. And if you're energetically sensitive, you can just find it. And I found it. And I went into this space because it's Aphrodite. And if I said Athena, I apologize, as I meant Aphrodite. Because I also went to Nike's temple and Athena's temple. And I went to the Acropolis as well. But that's a whole nother story. And if you guys want to see the inside of these temples, go to my TikTok, The Oracle of Apollo, because I have filmed the insides of these temples on there so that you can experience the energy. So I'm in the space of where Aphrodite's temple once stood. And to me, this would be the most sensual feminine deity of all of ancient Greece. And I will tell you, people in Greece still believe, they teach religion in the schools. And a lot of people still believe in the original 12 gods. This is a normal thing there. A lot of people still believe in this, which is amazing. I thought it was amazing. And so I'm sitting there and I brought an offering. I had brought a crystal. I had brought a libation, something to drink. I brought a little bit of food. I brought something sweet. And I basically made a little not mock ritual, but I did a ritual and I asked to tap into that energy because as I was traveling last year and single last year too, I was having a hard time reconnecting with that part of me. It has shut down from my previous relationship, so it was not accessible to me. And I've been working on this since last year, this energy. tapping into your pleasure, tapping into your sensuality, tapping into your femininity. And so I asked for help. I asked to be yoked. So to connect me with the upper world, middle world, lower world, yoked, connected, and to bring this energy to me, this passion, this sensuality, allow me to be in my joy, allow me to be in this feminine energy. And it happened. Anyways, so I leave this place and I winded up getting an interesting phone call from a friend that was about energy, and they were experiencing a shift in energy. So now, mind you, while I'm on these trips discovering myself, I'm doing something called gridding. And I actually teach this. There's something called an angel grid. And what I've been doing the last few years is I'm going to different countries and I'm connecting the angel grid in all of these countries so that they can tap into a higher vibrational frequency. And if this is something you want to learn how to do in your own country or your own town or your own city, reach out to me because it helps the collective energy and it helps my mission too. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and we go to Delphi. So we're going from Athens, which is super masculine. And I tell you, everybody and their mom smell like Aqua di Gio. I don't know what it was. Every Greek man, I think, goes to Walmart, their version of Walmart, whatever that is, and they buy Aqua di Gio. And then they don't even shower and they just drench themselves in Aqua di Gio. I was happy for the Aqua di Gio the first day. By day 5, I was tired of the Aqua di Gio. No more Aqua di Gio. Gracias. Oh Lord, that is so hilarious. So I didn't really make too many friends in Athens because I was so focused on visiting the temples every day. I sat there. I sat with the energy. I read and I learned about them. But most importantly, I gridded them and I meditated in each place that I went to receive the energy of that particular place. The energy, I feel like, did most of the work. Consciously, I feel like I really didn't have to do the work. I just had to accept that I needed assistance, and tapping into these ancient energies definitely helped me out. Okay, but let's go to Delphi. Let's go to Delphi, which is my place of Pythia, which is where the Temple of Apollo is at, the Temple of Athena's there. I posted videos on TikTok about both of those places already. Apollo and Athena's temple in Delphi. Beautiful place. And I'm going to have a whole episode just about Delphi because a lot happened. So much magic happened. It was crazy. All right, so now I'm in Delphi. This population, 700. Population 700. And let's talk about the scary things. Let's talk about a scary thing that happened the first night. I feel like this was the only time I was in danger in my whole trip. And I knew it. It was like a biggest red flag everywhere. So if we take anything away from this episode, it's spotting danger and making sure you stay in your integrity to keep yourself out of danger. All right. So mind you, I'm at this really beautiful restaurant and I'm looking over Mount Parnassus, mountains of legends, okay, over the Grecian Sea. This beautiful restaurant at the edge of the world, in the center of the world, because Delphi is thought to be the belly button of the world. And I complete. When I had arrived to Delphi, there was a man at the bus station passing out flyers. Dimitri is his name. And I'm going to use his real name because it was creepy. Sorry, not sorry. And he gave me a flyer, says, oh, come to this particular bar. I think the bar was like Astra Bar. That bar was good. So if you're in Delphi, go to Astra Bar. Tell Giorgio I say hello. And I go to this bar this night, even though, again, I don't drink. But I'm like, you know what? I'm going to have a little bit of wine. So I have my dinner. I go down the street to the bar, Astra, and I get in there. And suddenly, I don't know how this happened. We're looking over the mountains and there's people sitting alongside me. And we start philosophizing about life and the gods and myth and legends. And it's beautiful. It's just such a synergistic energy. We're all in flow sharing ideas. And I'm stimulated. I'm stimulated to the 9. If you want my full attention, talk nerdy to me because I will not look away. You have my full undivided attention. I'm just like eating it up. Okay. So now the guy Dimitri is coming over because he comes and like, oh, I'm like, oh, hi, I arrived. Thanks for the flyer, blah, blah, blah. And the bartender comes back. The bartender speaks better English. So I'm just communicating with the bartender because he speaks much better English. Okay. And that's it. I'm just being chatty. So the guy energy, Dimitri, he starts kind of like doing this number because I'm talking to the bartender. So he's very agitated that I'm speaking to somebody other than him, even though I didn't arrive there with him or anything like that. He just kind of walked in there being that he works there, right? And anyways, he's telling me about this cave. There's this particular cave where Pythia would use for sacrifices, and then people would come in there and become inspired, etc. I'm like, oh, that's amazing. He's like, it's kind of like something you can't really walk to. You have to like drive there. Maybe I could take you there. And I'm thinking, well, maybe. But I'm thinking, maybe in the daytime. Whatever, right? So it's getting late now. The bar's closing. Me and the bartender were kicking it off. He's really nice. Everybody spoke English, but his English was really good. And we're leaving. It's time to close. And the bartender kind of comes up to me. He's like, well, I'm closing down. And I'm like, well, let me pay my tab. He's like, no, don't worry about it. And I'm like, all right, cool. Other piece. I was like, cool. Don't gotta tell me twice. I'm receiving. This is my trip. So this guy, Dimitri's like, okay, let's go look at the cave. And he's like, I'll get us a bottle of water. So he sends the bartender back in to get a bottle of water to go to the cave. And I'm just like, no. He's like, oh, no, it's okay. We'll just go in 5 minutes. We'll spill the water out. We'll give the offering and then we'll come back. But mind you, it's like 3 a.m. And I'm just like, he's like forcing this energy. Like, no, just get on my moto. That's how he said, get on my moto. No, we're just going to go. We're just going to go real quick and come right back. Mind you, I'm in a dress too, okay? Because I'm cute. I'm looking amazing. Every day I looked amazing for Pythia. And all my red flag buttons went off. And the bartender gave me a look. And it was like a silent signal of do not get on that bike with that man. And I heard it loud and clear. First of all, I wouldn't have. I'm not going anywhere with nobody in the middle of the night. I don't even know you. Okay, cool. So
your Google Home isn't set up yet. To get started, download the Google Home app on a phone or tablet.
Anyways, so he's like, can I walk you to your hostel? And I was like, yes, you can. Yes, you can. Because his energy was not, it was gentle and calm. And this other energy was forceful and aggressive. And that was an indicator to me, like, I'm not trying to do nothing with you, but that guy's crazy kind of energy. So this is what happened. And I'm glad that I listened to the feelings. So we're walking, right? And we're just talking, we're smoking or whatever. This is what everybody does in Europe. And we get to this spot. He's like, let's go sit here and we'll smoke. I'm like, cool. Well, that's great. That's fine. I'm not sleepy yet. So the guy, Dimitri's on his motorcycle, and he drives by us the first time while we're walking away from the bar. So I'm thinking, oh, all right, cool. We don't have to deal with him no more. He's already gone. But then for some reason, a little down the road, he turns around and drives back up to see that we're still walking. Now, mind you, 700 people in this town, 4 police officers, none of them work at night. There's no crime here, except like one death a few years back. And he's coming back. And I'm just like, what's up with that guy? And he's like, no, that guy's bad news. And I'm just like, yeah, I could tell. So he's like, let's go sit down here. So there's like a couple stairs because everything in Greece is stairs. Everything. And we go down these stairs. He's like, let's just sit here and we'll sit in this shadowy part and we'll wait for him to pass. Because it was creepy. It was like legit creepy. I was not feeling it at all. We sit there. We're smoking. And then he drives by again. The guy drives by again. And I'm like, yo, what is happening right now? And I hear him starting to slow down his motorcycle. And he's yelling in Greek to someone else. And I'm again sitting in the shadowy part at the bottom of the stairs with the bartender. And Giorgio's like, they're arguing about where are you? I'm like, what is happening right now? What do you mean, where am I? I'm freaked out. There's two men over there yelling at each other if they found me from a motorcycle somewhere I've never been before, and I'm trusting my life to the bartender. No, but I felt it. It was fine. It was he had all the best vibes ever. Love him. Okay, so finally, they pull the motorcycle up and over to where we're sitting. And normally, my masculine side, I would have walked up. I'm from the streets, right? I would have walked up to them and be like, yo, like, what is your problem? Why are you following me? Blah, 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 blah. I would have, like, confronted them. You know why? I just sat back. And I didn't allow it to, like, scare me. I just sat back and I let the bartender handle it. I just let him handle it. He has such a good energy. I was like, no, it's okay. I felt like I was in good hands. I just sat there confident. And they yelled at him for a little bit. He yelled at him back. They parked up there just to be awkward. I don't know what the purpose of was surveilling us. Why they were surveilling us, I have no idea. But they were just there. And we weren't even doing anything. We're just sitting there, looking at the horizon because I just wanted to go to my hostel. And I couldn't because I had crazy people following me. Anyways, they eventually go away. We laugh it off. He very, very gentlemanly walks me to my hostel, and I get there in one piece and okay. And then the next night, when I went back to the bar, mind you, 700 people in this town, there's not that many options of places to go. If you're looking for nightlife, Delphi is not it. They didn't even have a washer machine for me to wash clothes. Anyways, I digress. That man didn't even talk to me the next day. But what was great was that I was able to take a step back and let someone else handle something I normally would have handled a much different way. And this was kind of like a precursor to how the rest of the experience went as I went through the other countries and these other places where I just observed. Instead of being impulsive and just taking action and doing, which is my norm, I just learned to observe people's energies and flow in a creative way with those energies, which led me to a lot of beautiful moments of making music and making art and making poetry. And yeah, so this is how I stepped into my feminine energy, which was a catalyst of just taking a step back and noticing. So this is what I have for you guys today. I hope this helps somebody out there. Right. Well, this is probably going to be like a 4, 5, 6 part series. We got a lot to talk about, you guys. But thanks for bearing with me. And if anything, just trust your instincts that if someone doesn't feel right, even if you're in the presence of another stranger and they feel okay, go with what you feel, go with the flow. Because had Giorgio not been around, I don't know. That might have swayed a whole different other way. But I was protected. Which is funny because my friend's mom actually texted my friend and said, Oracle is in danger. And I said, wow, she said that about a moment in my trip. I know exactly what moment it was because there was only one. And that was it. All right. That's what I have for today. Thank you, everybody. I hope you tune in Sunday night. I'll be back 7 p.m. Eastern time. And I will do all of your horoscopes. Then I should have my suitcase, my luggage, and my tarot cards by then. So let's wrap up this episode here today. I want to close with some really good final thoughts as far as what I talked about and what I shared. And I hope you can appreciate the effort. Make sure you like and subscribe because it brings not only just support, but you're letting other people know that this exists in the world. Okay, so let's close this out. Con mucho amor.
Do you or someone you know experience something supernatural that has left a positive impact on yourself or the lives of others? Want to share your story on our show? Please email Divine Encounters at e360tv.com, and together, let's create divine experiences. And now, the Oracle's final thoughts con mucho amor.
Be it a stranger in your own backyard or a stranger across the world, there are always going to be tests of intuition. Tests of, are you recognizing what's behind the surface? Tests of will and tests of strength. Where are you? Are you letting life test you and you not fight back, test back, or follow through? If so, think of why. Think of why. And how can you fall into more compassionate space as you're moving through these tests? And who are you allowing in proximity of your heart as you're trusting within these tests? May you go forward and create divine experiences, and above all else, go in love, light, and wisdom to know thyself, to love thyself, and remember the divine always has your back. Ciao.
Everything is wrong, you feel like it's your fault. Just remember, I will be there for you, baby. Remember, there's nothing out there to get you, don't forget it. When life feels so much, just remember. Just remember.